Yeah. Welcome, boys. Welcome to the show. All right.
Special Friday, Juneteenth edition, everybody.
Yeah. We're doing it for the we're not doing any black shows. We should have, in hindsight, but we thought we'd be recording yesterday.
Well, there's no such thing as black shows or white shows. They're just shows.
There were black people in the shows we reviewed, so we can really hype them up.
There's
we can talk them up.
An Asian and a Pakistani or two. It's all good.
Well, I will tell you in Cape Fear, in the second episode, so I watched the second episode too, they predictably lesed up the young daughter. She is lesbian. So is that Pride Month too. Happy Pride Month.
Guess so. That's how they run it. They always think of when's the best time to launch the show? Ooh, Pride.
Yep.
Let's go.
They're like, all right, hit him with the gay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. No. All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is, of course, the one and the only mighty Fepcast. And tonight we're going to be talking about Cape Fear, the new Apple rendition of the movie, which I thought was a remake. I think Cape Fear was a remake of an earlier movie, right?
It seemed like it.
Yeah, of
Cape Fear. I noticed in the credits there was something that
said a '90s version.
Yeah. Right, and then it probably was a book originally.
The book was called The Executioners or something like that, which I never read. And I never saw the first movie. I've seen like bits and pieces, but never the whole thing.
Ooh, you never did?
Yeah.
The one with Robert De
No,
Niro?
I heard it's great.
Dude,
that's the second movie.
Cool.
Yeah, that's right. I never saw the first one. I saw bits and pieces of the Robert De Niro remake, the second Cape Fear.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I watched it, I don't know, I guess within the last 5 or 10 years. And when you watch it, you go, oh, this is why Robert De Niro is a big deal. Because he plays a creep.
Robert De Niro movies
really good.
I think the exact opposite.
Exactly.
It's so horrible.
Why
is so annoying that I can't watch it.
He's in the Fockers. You're like, this guy's terrible.
He's so bad at it. Well, he's so obnoxious politically that it's casts a pall over things. But also, just like every movie he's in, you go, how is this guy a famous actor before? Like Pacino, when he's in movies now, you're like, I remember Pacino being good. I remember De Niro being good. Yeah. What happened? Like, did this get just old age just like sapped you of all talent you had at one point?
90, isn't he?
It's also De Niro before he played a gangster, like an Italian mobster, which was then his like go-to role for 25 years. And so this was a different role, but
well, I think he played
a good movie.
The mix of gangster and taxi driver. You talking to me? He just that you talking to me is all he is now. He's like that. He locked in like Mexicans with long shorts and tall white socks. He locked in on that, and that's it. That's the epitome.
He just plays a creep all the time.
Well, I guess you're not going to see the new Fockers movie when it comes out.
No, I'll see it when it comes out on streaming.
You should be like one of those guys who reviews movies for like the Oscars and the Emmys that gets the DVDs mailed to them, but you can't watch it or you can't share it with anyone. There's
Donnie should be a Golden Globes voter because those are all a joke. The studios just send him swag bags. Whatever's the best swag bag wins every Golden Globes award.
I would absolutely vote for the best swag bag because all the movies are equally terrible, I would imagine.
Yeah,
so if I have like a cool speaker in my house, I'm like, oh, that movie's awesome. Send me this speaker.
Well, also Ben Stiller, of course, is in the new Fockers that's coming out, and it was hilarious. He's also very annoying.
He's probably an executive producer.
Oh, I'm sure he is. But it was funny watching when the Knicks won. He's courtside. He's out there on the court. You're like, yeah. And I'm watching the highlights because I hate the Knicks, so I'm not watching the game. But I saw the highlights of him out on the court, and I'm like, who's geriatric Benjamin Button Child is out there on the court running around? What are they called? Not periodontists, but some P name like progenial. Who's progenial child is out on the court because he's so tiny and his hair's totally gray and he looks old as shit. But he's like running around. And he looks like a little teeny midget among all the basketball players.
Well, anybody's going to look like a midget around basketball players, though.
But he really is midgety. He's tiny. He's teeny tiny. But he is not in Cape Fear, which we're reviewing Cape Fear. And also, guys.
Funny villain.
I was in jail.
Cape Fear tonight, and also Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, which is a 96 Ryan Reynolds, who looked the biggest baby face. I was like, holy shit.
He looks like the way people look now when they're old, when they shove Botox up their cheeks and their foreheads. So he didn't even look like the way he does now. He was so
like a lizard person.
Youthful.
Yeah. So full of youth and spunk. So Rico, where are you showing in from tonight?
Back in Pennsylvania.
Wow. Oh, do they make you quarantine coming back from China now?
Yeah.
You'll stay in Pittsburgh.
Yes, that's the
nobody cares if those people die.
Really? Oh God! You had to fly to Pittsburgh for your kids' travel baseball.
Fly to Pittsburgh? What?
I think you said it's a baseball hub or something like that.
Well, yeah, but I don't have to fly to Pittsburgh from where I live.
True. You drove. I forgot.
It's the
I forgot you live
hub.
close enough to Pittsburgh that you can smell the burning ketchup when the Heinz factory catches on fire.
You know, there is a different look of Pittsburgh people, and everyone like at least 50% of the population looks like Ackland. I don't know what ethnicity he is.
Inbred,
like forehead, his eyes, and
no, it's just the settlers from the time, and they never left.
Like, are you all related to him?
Yes.
Half fish.
Probably.
They're all foaming at the mouth. Talking in mumbles. It's crazy.
All right. Well, which one should we do first? Cape Fear or Two Guys, a Girl?
Rico just
I'll say Cape Fear.
All right, Cape Fear.
Do it.
Let's fear it up. So I probably don't have to explain the plot of this because most people know what Cape Fear is, but it is a story of woe and vengeance, which is it's sets space with a perfectly happy family of lawyers. And again, I don't remember the original plot. So if you remember, Donnie, tell me if they followed it.
The Robert De Niro version, but I think they both were like a rapist had been released from jail. And then they were like kind of stalking the family of the lawyer who defended them. And
so they changed that up.
This one was a murderer. And I just couldn't get past. So he was released from a murderer, sentenced to life in jail, mind you.
For brutally killing his wife. They said stabbed so hard her spine had marks and then dumped with the alligators to eat.
So his mistress wrote a confession and then killed herself.
Right.
And that was enough to get him out within 12 days. 12 days.
Right.
Yeah, impossible.
12 days of her dying. There was not even a hearing. You can't get anything to happen. Like in 12 days, are we?
Well, Rico,
supposed to be that dumb watching this show? Like we have just no concept of how things work.
This would be, I wouldn't be surprised if this happened in, say, Los Angeles or New York, but it's supposed to be.
Well, they wouldn't have, they wouldn't have a trial. They just release him for, overcrowding.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, no, he was white, so he wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, he's Mexican in this. Yeah. So he's,
but the concept that he would be released in 12 days, the lawyers wouldn't even know because he was just let out on what do they call it? Like, temporary parole or something, or provisional release, like
conditional release.
Release a murderer without a hearing. They're just like, who let him out? The jailer? They're like, your mistress wrote a letter that no one has verified any details of, but and obviously she can't be questioned because she's dead. But you know what? That's good enough for me. So you're on.
Yeah. Well, they found the murder weapon that she had.
I've seen enough.
And they did a scene, in the beginning, and also there was a trigger warning because she committed suicide. And they're like, trigger warning, which is
wait a minute. I didn't have that on my show. How did you?
I had it on mine on Apple TV. Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe you missed it.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you blacked it. Maybe you blacked it out because you're suicidal. You're like, I can't be dissuaded. Yeah, my brain's going to edit that part out.
No TV's going to tell me not to kill myself.
Yeah, exactly. So they had a scene where the mistress is there and she's got, plastered over the walls. This guy, Max Cady is his name. He's all over the walls and she shoots herself. It doesn't work. And she spits a bullet out. And I was like, that's too bad. Was
she on the phone with Katie?
Yes. So she was on the phone with
He calls.
He calls. Yeah. But no, she picked up. You couldn't hear what he was saying, but it was him. And then she's like, I trusted you. And then he tells her to finish it. And she shoots herself in the head again. And finishes the job and writes this confession note. So, it's like, clearly he's put her up to this and he's guilty and in cahoots.
Right.
But because there was never any evidentiary hearing, they just like, good enough for me.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have monitored his prison phone calls or looked at her phone history.
Rico, we have to suspend reality.
You're out of here.
This is just how
ridiculous.
The people that write shows are very lazy, so they're like, "This is it. This is how the law works now."
I couldn't believe it. I
get out.
It was, it was ridiculous.
To you a handwritten note from a crazy person, and the judge goes, "Let him out of jail. That's it. We're done. Let him out. We did it.
We're not even going to contact anyone.
He beat the system. He beat the system. I don't know when
Let him out. Ruling was issued. No one knew about it.
You think they would talk to the warden? Maybe.
No lawyer found out from a newspaper.
Yeah, which is also insane.
They're like, what happened? He's like, well, they let him out. She's like, what did he do? He goes, he just came up with a good law. And she's like, well, son of a bitch, he beat us.
Well, the guy's covered in tattoos of devil horns and seeing eyeballs all over his body. That'd be a red flag.
All the tattoos are indicators of murders that he's committed.
Yeah,
it's like in pairs.
Yeah.
Pair.
Well, he killed white supremacists, I guess.
And I don't know how
look, Mark Claire's here. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark. Oh,
yeah, they're both lame. What's lamer? Us podcast are probably you watching it. It's you watching it, obviously.
Yeah. No.
What's your excuse?
Right. We had to postpone it to Friday. That's how cool we are.
Yeah, that's right. No, but nobody had any
plans.
We
were so busy. We're so busy.
Yeah.
We're fancy.
I had to bump my canasta game. Sandy's mom's playing mahjong.
Well, she's the old lady.
Well, Sandy's stepmom, I should say, not her mom. Not her Minnesota mom. But I was like, that's funny. I heard. I hope several old smoking Chinese ladies, but I don't know if I'm that lucky. So anyway, okay. So the guy gets out. The lead is Amy Adams, who I don't want to say hasn't aged well, but she hasn't aged great.
What is she famous for?
She looks fine.
Was she in Boogie Nights, or she was in some movie kind of like that?
She was on The Office. She was like Jim's date.
Yeah, but that was much later on. Yeah, that was much later on. She was in Arrival. She was in Enchanted. Oh, American Hustle. That's what I was thinking of. Where I think she that was where Jennifer, not Hudson, the hot blonde,
that hot piece of ass.
Jenny something. She got naked, and then Amy Adams got naked in that. She was in Night Bitch, which I didn't watch.
NB.
Anyway, she was in Man of Steel as his girlfriend, as Lois Lane.
Oh yeah, that was I think the most recent thing.
Yeah, and then the guy in it is in all those Conjuring movies, and also was like Hawkman in The Watchmen. And I like him actually. I like him as an actor.
I do like those Conjuring movies too.
That's what
I liked Watchmen.
Yeah. What do you know from Rico?
Talladega Nights. She was like the nerdy
girl,
right?
Yeah, his assistant. Yeah, his nerdy assistant who then takes her glasses off and becomes hot. She was hot for a little while when she was real young. She was like next door girl hot. She was never like, oh baby hot, but yeah, she's okay. But she's in this, and she was the killer's lawyer. And you find out during the episode, which is interesting, that not only did he didn't get off, and then after, oh look, Diane's here too. The whole Claire clan is here, calling us losers. so
Do they have any relatives we can get to tune in?
Yeah, have your son weigh in here too, guys. So we find out that Amy Adams was his lawyer. Terrific. And she was, she now works for a nonprofit that gets innocent people out of jail called like the Social Justice, Law Project or something like that.
And boy, are they dumb! This whole time, Javier Bardem had this system figured out what to do, and they were going through all these legal loopholes.
Yeah.
You got to write a note and then kill themselves, and you're automatically out.
Right. You can just get a homeless
hear me out.
person.
You're going to have to find somebody to write you a note and then kill themselves. But I can assure you'll be out within 2 weeks.
Pay their family, I'm sure, Lee Harvey Oswald or Jack Ruby's family got taken care of.
But then they wouldn't get the grift of running the nonprofit, which we all know is what it's about. So Amy Adams does not get him off, and he goes to jail for life sentence. And you also find out guilty. Yeah, she said plead guilty because you're going to get the chair or something like that. So he pled guilty, and he gets life in prison. The prosecutor, the guy from The Conjuring, turns out that they were boning during this, and she leaves.
I don't know that that's 100% true.
She left her fiance right after the trial ended.
At the end of the first episode, she said she was in labor, or she was pregnant, and the trial lasted so long that at sentencing, she went into labor, and Patrick Wilson, the prosecutor, drove her to the ER, and they fell in love. So it's not clear if they were having a relationship.
They 100% were. Wow. And then they get married after, and they I guess knew each other in law school and yada yada. So there's collusion going on between the prosecutor and Amy Adams, supposedly, and Javier Bardem, the evil murderer's mind. And then also there was I think at the very end of the episode, hopefully this was episode 2, Javier Bardem also says, "I didn't tell anybody what we did." So were they also boning? They also have to be, right? Because they're like,
He said she got sober at the end of the trial. So, which leads you, she was probably making bad decisions.
Yeah,
drinking with her kid in the womb.
Yeah, right.
Banging everybody.
Yeah, and the lawyer, Rico could attest to this. The lawyer hooking up.
They're all sex maniacs.
I mean,
I hook up with all my disabled.
Yeah, clients. I mean, that's the whole reason why you become a lawyer.
I'm plowing through walkers.
Yeah, you're like public defender, more like public fucker there.
Yeah, well, I did see Rico, speaking of banging people in walkers, when we went and saw Carrot Top live in Vegas. I saw you get an erection when he walked out and did his walker bit with the big hanging dick. So
there you go. Shots fired.
It's hard not to notice on my hands on your crotch. So that's the backstory.
Show, I mean,
yeah, hands tent.
The hand job over there.
They've got so that's the backstory. He gets out. Now they've got their son who was in the daughter was in the womb when Amy Adams was doing this trial. They have a son, the prosecutor and Amy Adams, after the fact, who's a suck. He's like, I don't know, a goth gamer kid who just is pressing it. And there was some bad writing too. Again, we always talk about the bad writing for high schoolers that just say stuff that no kid would ever say. Where his dad comes to talk to me, he's like, Dad, I wish I was like you. You used to put poor people in prison, and now you keep rich people out. And I'm like, I'm sure. He's whipping out these fucking zingers off the top of his head.
That was the best.
Jerking off to his World of Warcraft game.
That was the best. I'm so progressive. My dad is a capitalist pig.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
While he's in this mansion of a room playing on a...
Now, here is the twist of the show. The daughter is the dad is the convict. Boom. He boned the mom.
Well, I think that's a distinct possibility. And I thought the same thing, that the daughter is really Javier Bardem's daughter.
Goddamn right.
We don't know that for a fact. This is all conjecture and theory. But yes, that would make sense, especially because the son is being catfished essentially. He's dating this chick online on his game is like, "Hey, sexy," and they're texting back and forth and sending sexy messages, and she's saying like, bra pics, titty pics, but never her face, as far as I know.
Right.
And the kids,
because it's a man.
all about it. Right. Well, it's Javier Bardem.
Be a class in high school now to like teach kids not to fall for this.
Why would any kid text any human? Why you could never verify that it's what they are. But
young boys are horny, and you find out. So you also find out later, and I think this is later, not the first episode, but I'll give you a teaser. Is that he's so depressed because he had a girlfriend at school who sent him some nudie pics, and he shared them with his school buddies, who then it blew up, and that's why he got in trouble in school. So that's why he's so depressed and upset.
Oh, that's why he got kicked out of school for sharing nudes.
Yes,
or
at least in trouble. God, sorry. Let me call.
Can they even take 5 seconds to make anything plausible? Like, just
no. The show is so lazy.
You know what the crazy thing is, though? It looks like they spent a ton of money on production, like the cinematography and everything.
Well, the cast alone has got to be unbelievably expensive.
Yeah, like they spent a ton of money producing the show, but it's just so stupid.
Yeah. The house they're in is very nice as well.
Yes, but why do they have drawings of palm trees everywhere? That's really
They
dumb.
live in Georgia. Wallpaper. They don't have palm trees in Georgia. They have swamp trees and swamp moss.
They can have palms. There's different varieties of palms.
But why would you drop palm trees?
Oh, okay. You're a botanist now, I suppose.
Palm trees.
No, I just see them around and they die in this.
You spend a lot of time in Georgia?
Well, I'm not far from there. I'm over here in fucking Central Virginia. It's just swampy and disgusting.
That's pretty far. It's not close. It's not
Don't you have to go to like 3 states to get to Georgia?
Yeah, it's not palm tree seeds blowing over from Georgia and sprouting in Virginia close.
Climate. It's very similar. I'll tell you what, while you guys open invitation, come here and find out.
I will. I'll make a tour. I'll come out there. I'll do a tour of the East Coast. It'll be the beautiful people of Pittsburgh, Cleveland with Rico, then we'll hit Virginia, and it'll be real dynamite. I'm gonna get Appalachian raped in 3 different states.
Are you saying we're taking the show on the road?
Can you imagine if they got that as the showcase showdown trip on Price is Right? Cleveland gets freaking Richmond. $1,500. Drew,
I don't know. Yeah, we should do it. Like, what's the best apartment you can get for $1,500?
Oh, a palace. A whole house.
I don't know. There's fun. There's nice parts and there's junky parts. I'm sure it's the same in every jurisdiction.
Getting back to this show. Okay, so Javier Bardem's out, and they find a family of skunks in the pool that are dead, and there's warning 1, and then he's like somehow managed to get in their house, even though they've got this fancy security system. I don't know. He managed to get in the house, but nobody sees him. And then Amy Adams is supposed to do this big gala for the Social Justice Law Project. And this dude doesn't show up, but they have Javier Bardem, the black chick who's been in a ton of stuff as like a police chief, but she runs the nonprofit, and she's like, well, good news. Max Cady just called and said he'd come to the gala and speak, which that flat out is the dumbest, most unbelievable thing ever, considering Amy Adams didn't get him off and he just got out of prison.
No,
like, he's going to come speak.
Dumber. When he called the office, some dumb secretary answered the phone, and he's like, what did you say? And he said, where are you? And I said, he asked like where Amy Adams was, and I just told him where you were. Was I not supposed to do that?
No.
Fucking murderer. No.
You can't get somebody at a gas station to give you the address of their coworker. Yeah, this chick's like, let me give you the address of one of those high profile lawyers in the country. Apparently, she's got to give like the Times.
This is how that went.
There's a lot of evidence against you that would, point to your guilt other than just, someone wrote a note in your favor.
Right.
A judge would just take a plea like, oh, there's no evidence against you, sir. Guilty. Sorry, no. That's what I wish to do.
Let me do, let's dial up. Hey, terrible lawyer that I hate. Where are you? And the receptionist goes,
I know. That all sounds...
she's not here. She's going to be over there. Oh, great.
Okie dokie.
Tell her I'll see her there. It's like a very.
Oh, by the way, one other thing that doesn't make a lot of sense in this show, which is Javier Bardem. Apparently, his wife was pregnant with his unborn child, and let's presume that he's innocent, right? Let's say that he is possibly innocent because they have been having these flashbacks of his beautiful wife and unborn child in utero. Okay, let's say that's true. Why would you blame Amy Adams for not being able to see those people again? Because they're already dead. Yeah. It's not her fault. You went to prison, but it's not like you could have hung out with your wife and child. They're dead. They were stabbed and then alligators ate them. So why should that weigh into anything?
Perhaps they'll reveal a layer that the murder happened for a different reason.
If he was not guilty, even if he didn't know that his mistress had killed his wife and that this was actually what happened.
By the way,
they have investigated, wouldn't they have asked him, hey, if it wasn't you, can you think of anyone else who, you had a mistress? Oh.
Right.
Maybe we should look into her. No one thought of that.
Maybe mention
the mistress was the lawyer.
Well, maybe Amy Adams killed. Maybe she was the real murderer. We'll find that out in episode 8.
This show is going to be so lazy. It will be that. You wait.
It's possible. All right. So anyway, another point to talk about. So Javier Bardem shows up to the gala, which again is ridiculous, and no one would ever allow it to happen. Takes the mic, and Amy Adams is like, gives him the mic.
That's the best part, where he walks up to her and he goes, "Give me the microphone," and she goes, "Okay." Apparently, no security at this place at all. Not even one guy. Anywhere. Nobody steps in the way. It's like you just have a rando guy who just got out of jail.
You were in jail less than 2 weeks ago on a life murder.
And this is
these people are unbelievably rich. How about you hire a private security company to watch your house?
Elicit donations from very rich people, and there's no security anywhere. Can't be believed.
So he shows up. He gets a whole speech about, and he's giving like secret, messages to Amy Adams of this and that. But he goes, I don't hold anything against you. Give money, give hundreds of thousands of dollars to this organization. They're freeing people. So he's playing the role of the good guy. But then, so he leaves. Then that night, their son disappears. Can't get a hold of him. He's, cut to him. It looks like he's like a drug den or something. He's seeing this ghost of Javier Bardem's son. He's like some AI video somebody made, like, if I wasn't killed, I'd look like this today. And he's hallucinating this kid walking around. His World of Warcraft chick messages him, is like, "Hey, sexy." I guess you think that she's like, "Come meet up," but he is missing. They find him. He shows up at the house, drugged out of his gourd. And he is missing a toe, and that is prescient because Javier Bardem said, "I died a death of 1,000 cuts in prison every day." And you know what that is? It's a death of 1,000 cuts. They cut off your ear, they cut off your toe, and they cut off whatever, and then there's nothing left. And who shows up later on? We find out missing a toe.
A toeless son.
Their son, who then pukes the toe up in the hospital for some odd reason.
Oh, that wasn't in this first episode.
That wasn't? No. The toe was.
The toe being cut off was.
Toe cut was. Doesn't puke it out. I didn't know that happens either.
Oh, well, spoiler. It doesn't make any sense, but he pukes
Brian loves the show. He watched episode
Well, I watched the second episode. I was like, all right, let me see what's going on in the second episode. So there's that. And then, of course, she thinks, oh, my God, it's Javier Bardem. And then, to really put a stamp on it, he just shows up in their fucking backyard that night. And he's like, I feel like you are not being nice to me when I saw you
he had
earlier. It's like, well, I wonder why, psycho. What are you doing in my backyard?
And he asks, like, are you afraid of me?
Yeah.
Why would you be like, yes. Yes, I am. You were convicted of murder and you were in jail for 17 years.
Very scary.
10 days ago. I'm terrified of you.
17 years in jail.
And you just showed me a plate in your head because you got beaten so bad. And maybe you're crazy.
Maybe I'm
very afraid of you.
And again, you're in my backyard.
Maybe
talking to me right now. Why? Why are you in my backyard? You could have knocked on the front door. That would have been a start to me not being as afraid of you instead of just showing up in my backyard to talk to me by the pool.
Don't they have a fence?
If
don't they lock their doors?
Yeah.
If I was like, oh, Brian left his wallet at my house, I go, well, let me just go in his backyard and
let me just wait by the pool
and go over, just like wait for him and his family to have a moment, and then I'll be like, hey, forgot your wallet.
Yeah.
Here it is. And you'd be like, why didn't you just knock on the front door or call me or text?
Give it to one of my friends.
You have my number at the office. Remember they told you where I live? Why didn't you call there?
From now on, I say all three of
us. I'm sure they would have given me my cell phone number. You could have just phoned me instead of showing up.
Even the three of us live in different states. If anybody leaves anything at anybody's house, we can go to each other's house and creepily drop it back off.
I've had our buddy Damien's credit card for 3 months, and I keep forgetting to mail it back to him. But I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm just going to show up at his house to give it back.
Ooh,
in fact, he's not going to get back until we see him in Vegas because I'm too lazy to go to the post office. And I was just there. I was just at the post office. I forgot to mail it, so he can get it back in a month.
I was going to tell him that he has to buy booze for the entire suite since Australians suck at soccer.
They do suck. The Socceroos, my ass.
Yeah.
Socceroos.
I said assassinated today by the Americans. Hey, all right. I did see a video that made me laugh though on X of somebody who was like, what it looked like as an Australian watching the U.S. kick the shit out of them today, and they just flipped the screen upside down.
The toilets do not.
Now they're us.
That was the most disappointing thing about being in Australia. For years,
the toilets didn't flush the other way.
Yeah, for years.
Simpsons lied to you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is bullshit.
But you did see a booting. No. All right. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about the show. I'll say this. I did watch the second episode. It grabbed me enough, even though there was a lot of dumb stuff in it. It grabbed me enough that I was like, all right, I'll watch the next episode. So there was, I'll give it that, was that I was intrigued enough to keep watching it.
Right.
Even though I acknowledge that it's not that good of a show. And there's a lot of stuff that you just got to go, what? Why? That makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, this is also a show that, like we were saying last time, it doesn't need to, they're just taking movies and breaking it down into 10 parts. So they just have content.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be 10 hours of show.
It's so lazy.
Yeah. But
it's the Lord of the Flies thing that we just did. Right? Where they're like, here's a cool movie. It's a great type.
Lord of the Flies was way worse. I'll say at least this had pacing to it where you're like, okay,
terrible.
Things kept happening, right? Things kept happening at least.
It wasn't as bad, but it's the same idea.
Kept my attention.
It's a lazy idea. We're just going to take a movie. It's like you're taking a piece of bread and then cutting it in like 10 pieces.
Well, I mean, look, it's based off a book. So maybe you say there was stuff in the book that wasn't in the movie, but they changed the core plot, unless the original plot was the one we're seeing now, which I don't know.
They probably changed it enough because they want it to be different.
Years ago had a plot where the woman lawyer was pregnant.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, exactly. No, they just take liberties now and they put it in the Netflix grinder and it spits out this fucking 10 episodes out of one movie, and then they're just gonna keep looking for other movies to do it. So, but it was captivating. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it's not Netflix either. My bad. It's Apple TV. But
Apple TV does a much better job of keeping the shows with decent pacing and having things happen. I will say that. Yeah, it wasn't Netflix bad. It wasn't what HBO like DTF bad, where it's just like, oh my God, come on.
You're right. Apple, the shows that I've watched on their platform is a little bit better.
It's a cut above.
Slightly.
Yeah. All right. What do you give it? Then we'll move on to Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place with babyface Ryan Reynolds.
Ooh.
I give it a B-. They had Javier Bardem's awesome actor. He's great as a psychopath, as we know from other things. Also, they did a lot of very close-up profile pics of him. I don't know if you noticed that. He has the straightest nose I've ever seen.
Very jealous of her. I don't know if I broke my nose at some point. It's possible.
I did not notice that.
I think maybe I did, and I never got it fixed because it's definitely got a like an angle on it.
You've just nose, all the cartilage in it.
Yeah. The one side, I'm like Yasmin Bleeth.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Yasmin Bleeth, she was the one dating Rodman, right?
That was Carmen Electra.
Maybe.
Oh, was it? Okay, I always confuse them. Well, I'm going to do a podcast with this guy. I met
early aughts.
Oh no, you won't believe this. I met great guy. I met the guy who went to North Korea with Dennis Rodman, and he's just a neurochemist or something like that who taught in North Korea. And because they liked him, they're like, "Hey, Rodman's coming over. He's an introvert. Like, despite what you'd think, we need somebody to be like a conduit." And this guy went, and he has some crazy stories, and I can't wait to have him on. He's insane. It was so fun to talk to him.
Is he American?
I met him at a bar. He's a libertarian. Yeah.
Libertarian who worked for the North Korean government.
Yes, exactly.
And traveled with Dennis Rodman.
That is
dude. Wow. Fucking wacky as hell.
I mean, the guy, I told him, I was like, you gotta make a biography. They made a documentary about him, but he's like, I cannot sell my story because he still does like high government work with like North Korea and like all these governments. He's like, I can't do it because they will never allow me back in. He's like, maybe when I'm really old, I'll sell the rights.
Or they'll just kill him. They do that too.
That too. Yeah, that too. But God, the guy's so funny. All right, so I agree with Rico. I also gave it a B-. Yeah, I also gave it a B-.
I think we're all in the same. Yeah, B. I was gonna say B, but B- sounds better. Because it is.
Yeah, I mean, I had it originally as a B, and as we're talking about some of the stuff that made no sense, I'm like, you know what? I got to knock it back a little bit because there was a lot of stuff where you're just like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They could have done better, but at the same time, they are being very lazy and just taking a product and putting it through the classic grinder, 10 episodes or whatever it is. So. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I also, though, much like you who watched the second episode, I didn't yet, but I thought, you know what, I could watch this. You know, you're sitting around, it's Saturday, you mowed the lawn. What else are you going to do? You're waiting for fucking happy hour to start drinking. Might as well start watching the show.
You have happy hour on Saturdays in Richmond?
Yeah, you know, it's just called.
The price of this Showcase Showdown just went up to at least $1,700.
There you go. Well, but happy hour is just. It's just me waiting for a certain time to start drinking.
It's just you waiting at the grocery store. Ask you to buy them beer.
That's me when I wake up in the morning. As soon as my kids come in the bedroom at 6:30 on a weekend, I'm like, I gotta wait till at least noon.
You're right. And then if you're like me, Brian, that's when you call it happy hour. Is essentially when you
exactly.
Right.
When I start feeling happy.
Right. Because I'm drinking.
I kid. I love my kids. I love my life. Okay. So moving on to Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. Now, this is a show that I remember fondly enjoying when in the 90s, because it was on probably when I got home from school or like whatever. It was like a 5 o'clock show. I remember watching it and enjoying it. It's got Ryan Reynolds. It's got some other guy that you kind of would recognize by his face. And it's got the chick this blonde chick who's pretty hot, but disappeared off the face of the earth after she did dirty work and never worked again, as far as I know. But
she was on the top of her arc.
I mean, she got to work with Ryan Reynolds and Norm Macdonald in rapid succession.
And Artie Lang.
And Artie Lang, who probably got her addicted to cocaine, which is probably why you didn't see her ever again.
Exactly. Or he murdered
You got to do it. Trust me. Oh, it's great. My whole career is based off of this. She just straight down.
That's wild. I've never heard anyone try to do an Artie Lang impersonation.
I don't know. It's
was pretty good. It's not bad. Yeah.
Guttural. So it's as the show describes, it's two guys who are master's students and a girl who is is already graduated and is now in sales for like a giant chemical company making bank, but hates her job. The two guys are still in school, Ryan Reynolds and the other guy who I'm not going to bother even looking his name up, but they work at a pizza place as the title of the show dictate, and they're friends with the girl.
As they're going through graduate school.
As they go through graduate school, correct. Right. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, Ryan Reynolds just looks so insanely young. Looks like a Facetune. It's off-putting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's off-putting.
It's
how
weird
smooth
looking.
and young and weird he looked in the show.
It's pudgy. It's like his face is.
See, I
plump.
didn't know he was ever in anything. I thought his very first role was like Van Wilder.
Or Waiting.
Deadpool.
Well, Waiting was his first big hit.
I saw that.
No, Van Wilder was his first big movie. He was a feature character in a major motion picture. Waiting, he was kind of like. Waiting, he wasn't the main guy. He was like.
Yes, he was. He was absolutely the star of Waiting. Yes, he was absolutely the main character in Waiting.
In it, and that other boy.
No, the cook was a secondary character. He was 100% the main character in Waiting. Him and the guy that's in the Apple commercials.
Was an
Justin
ensemble cast. Van Wilder was not an ensemble cast. Van Wilder was his own thing.
He was the star of Waiting, Don.
No, he was not.
Yes, he fucking
the
was.
Star of Waiting. Nobody had a star. Waiting was
the fact that he came out and became a star would indicate that he was probably the star of the movie because people were like, wow, look at this guy. He's a star. We'll put him in other shit. You understand the logic behind that?
Van Wilder after Waiting, maybe I'll give that to you.
Yes, he did.
All right. So he shined so bright. In the movie Waiting.
Exactly. They had to catch that. They had to catch that shooting star and put it in their pocket. And save it for a rainy day.
And then somebody watched Van Wilder and they go, we got to make him Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
He was doing other things first.
Yeah.
He was in Just Friends, which is one of the funniest comedies ever made in the history of the world with Amy Smart back when she was Smoke Show.
Oh.
Gotta love that movie. All right, so Ryan Reynolds he's like, working at the pizza place, but he also, to make money, does. So this is one of the funnier things in the episode, which wasn't that funny, to be honest. But one of the funny things in the episode is that Ryan Reynolds, he is the guy, he keeps doing this inhaler. And you find out it's because he's the guy. So his roommate's like, why do you keep doing this? You're like, this is not good for you. You have to stop these experiments. And for a second, I thought he's doing experiments on his own. No, he signs up for clinical trials for stuff. He's like, no, I have to keep doing this inhaler, even though I don't have asthma. He's like, well, you know when it says do not exceed the recommended dosage? I'm the guy that makes sure that you don't exceed it. I'm the guy that does it.
I go crazy on the dosage. That was good.
That was a funny line. So all the episode, he's doing this inhaler, which plays a big role in the plot. And his buddy is like an architect that he lives with, who's kind of nebbishy and more like awkward a little bit. Not awkward, like he's still a normal human being. He's not like Don's favorite horrible show, Big Bang Theory, awkward. But
you know who he is? He's Ted Mosby.
Who's Ted Mosby?
He's the one from the show How I Met Your Mother. He's the
okay,
one, yeah, he's the guy that's like, I'm awkward. I have a girlfriend, but I have big dreams and I want to break up and I want to be in love. It's a dead, boring.
Right. And you find out, so he wants to break up with his girlfriend who just, is very awesome, but he's like, and he's this analogy about Hong Kong losing its lease, and now Hong Kong's not going to be Hong Kong anymore, and the lease is running out of their relationship.
Boy, did that not age well.
No, it did not.
When she goes, oh, Hong Kong's going to hang on to their hootie-hoo. And she's like, oh, so Hong Kong's going to be fine? She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh.
Not as much. Not as much. Not when China takes over. So he wants to break up with his girlfriend. And Ryan Reynolds is like, yeah, do it. And the blonde girl, the girl and the two guys going to pizza club, she's like, yeah, do it. And you find out that the girlfriend, apparently makes like laughs during sex. And not just laughs, but laughs like a super villain, which is pretty funny. Like, just laughs like a maniacal psychopath during sex.
Should be wonderful. So I'd love that.
That's a teaser. Yeah.
The girls laugh at me afterwards. So.
Right. They laugh you beforehand.
For me, it's not at all.
Adorable.
Yeah. I don't get any of that.
They giggle like they're playing with a little puppy that never becomes a big dog. So
that's right.
They go to work. And by the way, we watch this show on Daily Motion because it's not on any streaming platform, which it should be. It's better than a lot of the shows out there. But watching on Daily Motion was so annoying.
Did they just have random commercials like in the middle of a sentence?
Which commercial did you guys get, though? Which ones were they?
Okay, so I got a couple of like slot playing. I got a lot of evil Dr. Evil Verizon commercials.
I got
a lot of those. And AAA commercials is what I got.
Yeah, I got automotive.
But they were like, yeah, it was every like 4 minutes. They were only a minute long for the commercials, and eventually you could skip them. I don't know if you could skip it first, but they were jarring because he's like, Ryan was like, well, let me tell you what to, and then it just cuts to the commercial. it's
the best.
To do.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't think that you got to this when I went to the bathroom. Waiting, released 2005. Van Wilder 2002.
Wow, that blows my mind. Well, Waiting was awesome. That's shocking. Wow, point to Donnie.
I told you.
He gets an extra gray hair every time he's right on something, which you can see how many he's been right on. He's only got that tiny little streak of gray hairs.
It's like you can put it here.
All right, so they go to the pizza place where they work, and there is Happy Juneteenth, a black man who owns the pizza place, and he's a good character. I like him. He's got a good sarcasm to him, of like older black man sarcasm to him, which I enjoyed. I think he's a good character.
It's a nice token.
Yeah, nice token. But it's oh no, what happens? They're at the pizza place, and the his roommate's got the cards because he's very type A anal. He's got cards laid out for what does she do if she wants to stay together? What if she brings this up? What if she starts crying? And he's got these colored postcards. And who shows up at the restaurant? Well, his girlfriend with a bag or a basket of cookies that her class, because she's a teacher, made for him. What a sweetheart. And the elderly black man who owns the restaurant is like, he's not even that old. I guess he's like 40. But he's like, I don't know, man. You're messing up. You got a good thing. Don't screw it up. And she's just the sweetest chick. But he still wants to break up. So he sits down and he starts giving the Hong Kong analogy. And then she corrects him.
What was that?
Which one?
It's the Hong Kong lease that China has.
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
So were they talking about like the British had to give up Hong Kong after 100 years?
Well, their lease ran out. Yeah, which China controls Hong Kong now. So
really?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, because the lease ran out, Rico. You're asking what that was about. I'm telling you.
Why was that a topic in a sitcom? Were people in the 90s much smarter than?
I don't know.
Yes,
that's a very good question.
Obviously.
It's a very good question. Probably the answer is definitely yes.
Did pop culture just know, like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Hong
The
Kong
lease
was
is going to be
under
up.
control
Everybody's
of the
talking.
British until 1997, and then it's going to be turned over to the Chinese. But the Chinese have agreed to still let Hong Kong be Hong Kong for the next. What is
I don't even think people know that India was a country, just in the 40s
Before the Brits.
Yeah, they
probably didn't.
No awareness that
unless they saw Lawrence of Arabia
got carved up after the Ottoman Empire in World War One. Maybe we should do another podcast.
Got Dennis Miller over here.
Donnie, you should write a sitcom. Get a time machine, write a sitcom in the 90s based around that plot. So you got two Indians, a rickshaw, and a dirty river.
People who don't know history, it's going to be weird.
Species in our water. Story.
So anyway,
that's why we like watching animals run around, because humans are idiots.
Yeah. So his girlfriend sits down and he brings us the Hong Kong analogy. And she goes, well, no, but they have a lease for 50 years and it's going to maintain Hong Kong. And he's like, oh no, my analogy has been ruined. What am I going to do? And then he realizes, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's actually a catch and I'm an idiot and I should stick this out. And then Ryan Reynolds' character comes up and, basically is like, he wants to dump you. And, she reads in the riot acts like, fuck you. You're going to be single and fat and have hair plugs. And the women's softball team hanging out the pizza place all cheer, which I thought was kind of
you go, girl.
That's you go, girl. And she storms out.
Girl moment. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ryan Reynolds, so he's mad at Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds is like, I got to make this right. So he goes to her house because she orders a pizza, probably hoping that her boyfriend's going to show up, or ex-boyfriend. Ryan Reynolds shows up to make things right. And it turns out that the inhalant that he's been overdosing on, that he's done 800 times the recommended dosage of.
That was a funny line. Did you bring that up?
Yeah. So wait, I don't
like,
know if I wrote the exact line, but
when he's like, you know how they say, don't take over the recommended daily dosage.
Oh, I did bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah, when you were in the bathroom, yeah, it's great. He's like, I'm the
I'm the guy.
I'm the reason that they say that. I tested.
It is a good joke. They did have
a
couple. You could see how it was like a sitcom that was just hitting on all the other sitcom cylinders that they could come up with.
Yeah, it was a good line.
Right, but they did
eventually telling her truths because they find out that there's sodium pentothal in the inhaler, and that's the truth serum drug. So she's like, oh my God. He's telling her all these nice truths. She goes, you have to tell me everything. And she's like, yeah. So he starts asking him questions, and he's like, oh, he thinks you're great, and he eats sushi even though he hates it because you love it. And she's like, oh, one of these, like, and also you cackle like a psychopath in bed. And apparently that, even though you could hear it through the walls, all you'd be like, we could hear you through the walls. Apparently that put her over the edge. And he comes back a beaten man, and his friend's all pissed off at him. But they make up. The friend makes up with the girlfriend. And at the end of the episode, they're sitting on a stoop. They ask him how it goes. And he goes, oh, I think we're doing good. I'm going to go back over there and watch a movie. And there was a line earlier where Ryan Reynolds was being pressed on the truth. She's like, well, where was he when he was supposed to go with me to, some shit he didn't want to do? And Reynolds was like, oh, he was playing Papa Shot at O'Malley's with me. And she's like, I knew it. So a nice callback.
Getting feedback.
I don't know. It's happened in all episode, and I have no idea why.
Probably
I thought it was you at first, but I don't think it's you. I don't know why we're getting it. It'll come out in the audio fine tuning. I think a child just fell against my door. It'll come out in the audio fine tuning for the podcast listeners as Donnie spills his entire drink over his new laptop. You just break your new laptop, Don?
No, laptop's up here. I just dropped my can of soda.
What? My daughter's here talking. What? What?
Daddy, I want to show you.
Junior.
My tent.
Okay, you can show me your tent in just a minute. Pants tent? No. Okay, I'll be out. Get out of here.
I can show you my tent. Oh,
she just jumped up and down and knocked out my monitor.
Nice.
Close the door. God, she's not even monitor.
I'll beat you later.
Later. Close the door. God damn it.
Well,
they
want to be part of the show. It's terrific. You're raising a generation of podcasters.
Oh my God. All right. So it comes back around though, as Ryan Reynolds is sitting on the stoop and the buddy comes over for making up with his girlfriend, and they go, oh, how'd it go? Oh, it went great. Wonderful. And he goes, I'm going to go back over there. They go, no. We're going to go to, it'd be great. We should go celebrate and play some Papa Shot at O'Malley's. And he goes, I don't think she'd go down with that. And then he goes, you call her from the bar. And his buddy goes with them to play Papa Shot instead of going back with his girlfriend. So that was a nice way to end the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was meh.
It was a very
classic game. So Mildred, the blonde from Dirty Work.
Yeah. I
don't know what her name is in this show.
I don't know either. I can't remember if they even said her name a single time.
It's like her and the girl from Happy Gilmore, who's now in Modern Family afterwards.
Well, Happy Gilmore girl's way hotter.
But there's very few short-haired girls like that are very hot.
Yeah.
You're right.
Michelle Williams tried, but failed.
It's very hard to pull off that look.
Yeah. She's one of the few that really work. It works real well with her head.
Did they bring it up? As a joke? Like, hey, whatever Ryan Reynolds' character's name. Do you like my hair?
Well, she's like, let's see if the truth serum still works. Yeah. And he's like, no, it's not. We're all good. We're off. Yeah.
He said yes, but he was lying.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah,
oh yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
she's hot. I had a crush on her in the 90s when I was in high school. I was like, oh, this girl's so cute. And then she disappeared off the face of the earth. Again, probably through already flying her with cocaine and ruining her life.
Yep.
Well,
that's how it goes back in those old
Rico's
days.
Googling her to see if she has an OnlyFans now.
I am. I'm wondering if she is walking the strip in Vegas.
2 guys, a girl, at a pizza place, OnlyFans. Type that in. See what comes up.
Trailer.
Probably the guy. Probably the guy that was in the show.
Name is Well, that's got to be your actress.
I mean,
Trailer?
you get to hook up with that chick and then get some pizza. That's a really.
She was
nice
in Monk.
setup.
Never watched that.
Oh yeah, that show. Ooh,
Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, she was in 87 episodes of Monk, and then
that's a lot.
Nothing really.
All right, that was her last.
Maybe she retired happy, banged out some kids.
Yeah.
Maybe she became a lawyer and got knocked up by Javier Bardem.
Dream life.
All right, so what do you grade the show?
So we got to grade it on a 90s sitcom curve, I think. Like on a sitcom today, it would be like a B+, I think.
No, I'm giving it a
sitcom.
C.
It was like a C.
Yeah. If it was good, it would be on a streaming platform that you paid money for.
I mean, probably. But Alf, if you'll recall, was also not on a streaming platform to pay money for, which is
that's probably just a licensing thing.
Yeah, neither was the Norm Show. Exactly. So there's a lot of very fine television shows that are not on streaming.
I think it's just because the companies that own the streaming platforms now didn't get their grips on those shows. And that's why
they didn't have players back then that dropped contracts when they filmed produced it.
Yeah.
Or as we call them, bloodthirsty lawyers.
Maybe Ryan Reynolds killed the show. We thought about that.
No. Could be.
Maybe he owns the rights and he's like, no one's watching it on Daily Motion. Tell them they can have it.
Meanwhile, he's gonna buy it.
And
then you get free Daily Motion with your Mint Mobile.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious if that was the case. Ad free.
Ad free with your Mint Mobile. You get Daily Motion.
You should start offering that. You have access to Daily Motion for any subscription to our podcast.
I'm telling you, Ryan Reynolds, if you're listening, like we can work for you. We're on your side, brother. We love you. Go Canada.
But yeah, I agree. It's definitely. I was disappointed it wasn't funnier because I remember it being funnier. But
the first episode always is, it's not as good as like episode 2
but we've done a lot of reviews where the first episode was a absolutely
especially for the 90s. They had more time to work on this stuff.
They had more time. They had better writers than we do today by far. Smarter executives, smarter producers than today. So it was a disappointment. But still, I mean, whatever. It was enjoyable enough. I'm not going to go back and watch it, but it's enjoyable enough.
Nobody would.
All right. So what are you doing? Oh, by the way, I have. We'll see if my wife lets me do it or if they're going to do it. I was invited to play a game of Knockout down the street with my neighbors. If you remember Knockout, the basketball game. Yeah.
There's only 3 of you?
In my neighbor's driveway. And I'm like, wow, yes. 1,000%.
Is it whoever wins gets to pick whatever wife they want to go home with? That would be.
I think I'll win. I'm pretty goddamn good at Knockout.
They must be terrible then.
But I picked my wife of the available wives in the Knockout group. I 1,000%.
What's the point of playing?
Yeah.
Did you assert my dominance over the neighborhood?
All right. Enjoy yourself.
Not to malign their wives, but I definitely take Sandy over their wives.
You have fun living where you live. That's all that matters, big guy.
Yes, that's true. All right. Well, what are we watching next show?
I have an idea for an old show. Not that old a show, but it's a timely show, kind of. The Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I think we've done that one. Yeah. That's a good one. It's going to be hard to find new shows though because we're in the
now that Rico's got access to. Oh no, I guess it didn't work.
You don't, because you only give me passwords that don't work. It's kind of like a running.
That's my strategy. I give everybody passwords that don't work, so I seem like a good guy. That's why I maintain my good guy status, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm just like, type in XY45, and then I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's
change the password again.
Well, Apple are Nazis about it. I like my own family. I can't get on there. They give you like 3 licenses for TVs, and like my dad's like, "Can I get one?" I'm like, "No, you're kicking me off my TV if I give it to you. You can't have it."
I'll get a 1-week free trial. They actually let me watch Cape Fear for free. It's like you can watch one episode. Like I think they want to get you hooked.
Yeah.
Amazon does that a lot, and it pisses me off because Amazon Prime, it'll list shows you can watch, and I watch a show and I'm like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And then it's like next episode's like, "You got to subscribe." I'm like,
"You don't
list
Amazon
it then."
Prime?
No, I have Amazon. No. Amazon Prime has the teaser episodes, but they don't say you only have one episode until like you're done the episode. And then it's like subscribe, and I'm like, well, this is annoying as shit. No, I'm not going to subscribe.
You guys are so dumb.
You're dumb.
It's obvious. You're getting roped in by terrible TV.
You look like somebody buried you. You look like Native Americans buried you like a cowboy Don in a fucking pile of mud and left you for ants to eat right now. Do you know that?
It has nothing
with your head sticking out of your mud pile.
Very specific insult.
Yeah, I know. Well, look at him. Look at his mud. Look at his head sticking out of his mud pile, Rico.
It's a green shirt. Mud pile.
How dare you bring a green shirt to the podcast?
Where do you look at a mud?
Your eyes first.
Green?
What'd you say?
All right, Ted Lasso sounds good. What new shows?
I have no idea what's new.
Brian is full of hate.
I'm always full of
hate.
Is
this all because it's?
Oh, you know what? The agency on Paramount Plus.
If you don't like the green shirt.
The agency on Paramount Plus, I think, or no, there's a new Colin Farrell show too. Although I think it's also on Apple. I don't know if we're going to do 2 Apple shows. Or maybe there's the Colin Farrell one.
Well, Rico's old show was good.
Oh, it's Michael Fassbender, an espionage thriller series on Paramount Plus. I would watch that.
I like Fassbender. He's fun to watch.
Is he?
Yeah. You want to do that?
I guess.
Let's do it. The agency.
The agency. All
right, done. Oh, that was easy.
It's about the CIA.
All right. Sweet.
Dibbity doppity do. All right, Rico. Well, good luck making it out of Pittsburgh.
That's can't.
Do you have a cattle catcher on the front of your car? Do you put iron on the windows?
There's just potholes everywhere here. I'm not going to make it out. Everywhere you go.
Well, there's no potholes in Cleveland because nobody wants to live in Cleveland. So there's not people using the roads.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
We don't even have highways because there's no one coming from anywhere else. It just ends.
You know what'll fix the potholes? If we tax Elon Musk 2% of his income or 5% of his income, and then those trillions will pay for all the potholes that the government hasn't fixed with all the money we're paying them already.
I don't know if this.
No,
you're going to cut me off, but this is a valid thing I'm going to bring up.
No, I'll let you finish on this because it needs to be said.
Because my guilty late night habit, when I have to pee in the middle of the night, I always look at threads because people are insane, and that's one of the top thread thing is like, why don't we just tax Elon?
Yeah,
2% of his net worth. Dumbest people, and also the free Carmelo Anthony crowd. I like
my God, those people are some of the worst people. Have you seen there's a thing on the Austin Bop where all these like black teens are put there's a song and they're like dancing pretending that he's being stabbed. Like, this is not helping your cause. This is just like the worst possible. Like, you're human garbage.
Yeah.
So even if you don't agree with it, my God, what is wrong with you?
This might be why property values go down on some of the.
End. It's not letting me end.
It was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!